How close are you to that, being undefeated and unblemished with some big fights out there for you to get?
I can't really say right now because I'm still in the mix. Like I said, but hopefully when it's all said and done, I'll be one of them top great fighters.
I mean, Floyd was good. He was top tier. I mean, me, I feel as though I could compete with any top fighter.
But people got to realize I'm still retired, officially retired. But I didn't retire from entertaining people, and I didn't retire from making money.
During his appearance on Stephen A. Smith's show, Gervonta Davis expressed complete confidence that he would defeat Floyd Mayweather if the two ever faced each other in the ring. He also shared that his ultimate ambition is to build a legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats while remaining at the top of the sport.
I feel as though my skills, and not to take nothing from Floyd, but I feel like my skills can compete with anybody that ever laced up a boxing glove.
Stephen A. Smith described Gervonta Davis as one of the sport's premier fighters, emphasizing the qualities that make him stand out inside the ring. He highlighted Davis's sharp footwork, strong boxing intelligence, precise timing, and knack for dictating the rhythm of a bout. Smith argued that these abilities often go underappreciated, adding that Davis has firmly established himself among boxing's top names and deserves greater recognition for his exceptional talent.
30-0, 28 knockouts, clearly one of the top 5 fighters on the planet, if not #1 in a lot of people's eyes.
Davis's comments quickly drew widespread attention and sparked discussions about whether he was genuinely interested in stepping into the ring with his former mentor. In response, Floyd Mayweather addressed the challenge with a composed attitude, saying that a fight with Gervonta Davis would benefit him regardless of the outcome. He noted that although he has retired from professional competition, exhibition matches still allow him to entertain fans while generating substantial earnings. Mayweather also pointed out that his accomplishments in boxing have already cemented his legacy. He added that a showdown with Davis would attract enormous interest because of their shared history and the anticipation such a matchup would create.
At the end of the day, I'm always in a no-win situation. If I go out, I talked about this numerous times. If I knock him out in the first round, they're going to say it was a waste of our money. If I carry him, let him go a few rounds, they're going to say, oh, Floyd Mayweather couldn't knock this guy out. But people got to realize I'm still retired, officially retired. But I didn't retire from entertaining people, and I didn't retire from making money.
Mayweather explained that he feels he is put in a difficult position no matter what happens. He said that if he were to stop his opponent in the opening round, critics would claim the fight was not worth paying for. On the other hand, if he allowed the bout to continue for several rounds, people would argue that he was no longer capable of finishing his opponent. He also reminded everyone that while he has officially stepped away from professional boxing, he has never stopped putting on a show for fans or finding opportunities to earn money.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. Like, I feel like my skills is way better than like Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game.
Gervonta Davis showed unwavering belief in his own talent when he publicly challenged Floyd Mayweather. He feels he has developed into the best version of himself and is prepared to test his skills against any opponent. That confidence has been built through years of dominant performances and knockout wins over high-level competition. Davis considers himself one of boxing's elite fighters and doesn't view any matchup as out of reach. By bringing up Mayweather's name, he demonstrated that he isn't discouraged by a legendary reputation and believes his current abilities are strong enough to compete with and potentially defeat anyone he faces.
Right now, have more skills than me. Nobody. Like, talking about top to bottom list of fighters that's fighting on TV.
So what that got to do with you being, I guess, embarrassing? Like, because again, we seen you make posts on a story like the fight not happening.
Gervonta Davis is convinced that he is at the peak of his career and doesn't believe any current fighter is above his level. He has expressed confidence that he could overcome Floyd Mayweather, saying his years of working alongside him gave him a deep understanding of Mayweather's style, defensive approach, and overall strategy. In Davis's view, that first-hand experience would provide a significant edge if they ever met in the ring.
You get hate. Gervonta Davis, the face of boxing for millions of people. He is boxing. When I talk to a lot of people, not the boxing people that I call them generals with no armies, because there's a lot of people in boxing that talk like they have an army behind them, but they don't have a following in any event. Gervonta Tank Davis today called out Floyd Mayweather, and I'll share with you the call out. And even if he called it out from his burner account, it still goes viral. It still ends up on World Star Hip Hop. It still ends up on all the sites, and it makes major news. Tank is not one to be streaming all day. He's not one to post all day on social media. So when he does post, people do listen and people gravitate towards him. When you're a real superstar, and I've been in Tank in different places, from malls in England to different businesses in Vegas. Here's the call out to Floyd. I'll get back to the popularity in a second. But Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the best, if not the best pound fighter on the planet, says, I'll take Floyd too. Tell him to suit it up. Now, any fight you have Gervonta Tank Davis involved in is already...
Whenever Gervonta Davis competes, the boxing world takes notice because his fights regularly attract major attention and strong pay-per-view success. He has established himself as one of the sport's biggest draws through his devastating punching power, entertaining style, and undeniable star presence. Fans tune in knowing there's always the possibility of a spectacular knockout, making each appearance highly anticipated. A matchup against Floyd Mayweather would only increase that excitement and become one of the most talked about events in boxing.
Manny Pacquiao, Ryan Garcia, to the mix, you know that event will just be out of this world. Gervonta already fought Ryan. There was talks of Tank and Manny Pacquiao many times over the years. Never happened, but never say never. And Tank has called out Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, there's talks of him fighting Mike Tyson. I'm sure that's going to do good. There's talks of him fighting Manny Pacquiao, waiting for more official announcement. And Floyd had an exhibition to go to in Greece. It got canceled, but I think a judge now cleared him to fight. And usually judges allow you to go make money. So that may be back on soon. We'll keep you guys posted. But here's Floyd Mayweather in London, moving around with Tank in the ring. This is before Tank became the mega superstar that he is today. And he still sold out the arena. He still was mobbed on the streets. And I have videos of people just seeing him and going like they couldn't in disbelief that Gervonta Tank Davis is in London, and his following is real.
The relationship between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis brings a deeply personal element to any potential fight. Their journey from mentor and protege to public rivals has added a compelling storyline that extends well beyond what happens inside the ring. After years of working together, followed by well-known disagreements and recent challenges, the tension between them has continued to grow. If the fight were ever announced, every press conference, face-off, and fight week appearance would likely draw enormous attention because of their shared history. Many fans would be eager to find out whether Davis could defeat the man who once played a major role in shaping his professional career, making the matchup one of the sport's biggest events.
They doing that, but why didn't you show up to the fight? It's public knowledge that Tank and Mayweather have had issues. It's public knowledge that they're not in the contract anymore. And it's public knowledge that Tank has moved on and is trying to, for the sake of words, separate himself from the umbrella of being under Mayweather. But Mayweather was there.
Wandering around. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he was running around, and I tried to say what's up. But Mayweather was there. Why wasn't... No. It wasn't because you wasn't trying to take away from a moment. It was because you weren't sure what that moment was going to look like at the end.
What about Joe Goosen?
What about Joe?
He wasn't there.
What you mean? What? Oh, you mean like in the post-fight press conference?
Yeah. It was his dad, his manager.
So, but they were at the fight.
Yeah, and yes.
I misunderstood.
Floyd Mayweather emphasized that loyalty and trust hold great importance in his personal relationships. He stated that when someone deceives him or breaks his confidence, he chooses to create distance rather than continue that connection. In his view, honesty is essential, and he does not want to surround himself with people who are not genuine. Mayweather explained that once trust has been damaged, he would rather move forward than repeatedly offer opportunities to someone who has betrayed him. His message reflects the importance he places on respect, sincerity, and staying true to one's word, no matter who the person is or how long they have been part of his life.
Floyd and Tank beefing online.
I seen a little bit. Yeah, you know, I like both guys. So it's like, I know Gervonta has his issues with Floyd, and you know, Floyd has a big ego where he wants to, you know, be the man on top, and Gervonta trying to get on top, but it seemed like he has to get from under Floyd because Floyd's a big man. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard. It's kind of, it kind of reminds me of me and my son. Like I kind of like got myself away and let him do his own thing and let him have his own glory, his own, you know, his own glory, his own life. You know what I'm saying? So me being there all the time will shadow over all this stuff. Sometimes. Not intentionally. I'm not doing it intentionally. I'm not trying to be like, I don't care about him. I want him to be the best. But me being too close to him all the time takes away a little bit of his shadow, a little bit of his shine. So I need to be, I'm still going to tell him everything he needs to know. I'll get in the ring with him, spar with him, do all kind of stuff. But he has his own coach, he has his own manager, he has his own team, he has his own family, he has his own, you know, his own stuff.
Former welterweight champion Shawn Porter addressed the situation between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, saying he was disappointed to see their issues become a public matter. He pointed out that both fighters have built impressive careers and achieved significant success in boxing. Rather than focusing on their accomplishments and contributions to the sport, much of the attention has shifted toward their disagreement. Porter feels that the conflict takes away from the respect and recognition both men have earned through their performances in the ring. In his opinion, their relationship should not have reached this stage because the ongoing dispute risks overshadowing the legacies they worked so hard to create. Porter also questioned the situation by asking why certain actions were taken and why someone chose not to attend the fight when given the opportunity.
Floyd left Bob Arum. It's good for them to do it and become their own boss. And then if another guy does it, it's not good for the sport. He's disloyal. And what's wrong with Tank saying he want to be his own boss? And honestly, I've been there. The relationship between them two is very toxic. It's a toxic relationship. It's up and down and up and down. And I'm not going to elaborate to everything that I know, but it's a very toxic relationship. And that's why when I tweet stuff, I don't tweet often, but when I tweet, I may fire off 50 tweets in the day. And that's why when I tweeted certain things about the relationship, Tank retweeted it because he knows. Like, I'm not just going to say what it is. It's a very toxic relationship. It's back and forth. And I think it will serve him best to go and be his own boss.
Mayweather set you up against Pedraza. Did he really think Pedraza was gonna beat you?
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have like handled the situation, so he just threw me out there.
Why do you think
he was hurt? He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Why the f would you say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no f***ing sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Shane Mosley drew a comparison between the situation involving Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis and his own experience with his son. He explained that every young fighter eventually needs the chance to build an identity of their own, rather than always being associated with the person who helped them get started. Mosley suggested that Floyd's strong presence in Tank's career may have made it harder for Davis to receive complete recognition for his individual achievements. While acknowledging the role Floyd played in helping develop him early on, Mosley believes mentors eventually have to give rising fighters room to grow, succeed, and create their own legacy without being defined by someone else's reputation.
Last question, guys. Gotta wrap
Is there like a love-hate though? Like,
Yeah, yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this, I'm that, and it just I don't know.
Gervonta Davis' public challenge became the turning point that brought their ongoing issues into the spotlight. Although speculation about problems between the former mentor and fighter had been circulating for a while, Tank's direct remarks caused the situation to gain much more attention. His decision to openly call out Floyd quickly became one of the biggest conversations in boxing. Fans and analysts began questioning whether the tension between them had grown serious enough to eventually result in an actual fight. What had once been behind-the-scenes speculation turned into a major topic of discussion throughout the boxing community.
Tank vents out on social media. He's been through a lot, you know, throughout his life. So, but I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and you know, a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, you know, he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, you know, about what's right and what's wrong.
As their connection continued to deteriorate, Gervonta Davis became increasingly outspoken and used harsh words when discussing Floyd Mayweather publicly. His remarks suggested that the situation had gone beyond simple disagreements over professional matters and had turned into a much more personal dispute. Whether their tension eventually results in a fight or remains outside the ring, it is clear that the dynamic between Mayweather and Davis has undergone a major transformation. What was once a mentor and student relationship has evolved into a rivalry between two prominent figures in boxing who now find themselves on opposing sides.
What Floyd do. A lot of people don't know what Floyd. Everything that Floyd said right there, the chrome hardband, the Maybach, the Lloyd, that was all in my post.
Oh, that was you posted that. You posted that. Oh wow.
Floyd Mayweather tried to minimize the tension after Gervonta Davis separated from Mayweather Promotions. Instead of responding aggressively, Floyd suggested that Tank's social media comments reflected the mindset of a younger fighter still developing and gaining life experience. He explained that people often make emotional choices early in their careers and may say things in the heat of the moment that they later view differently. While defending his own perspective, Floyd also appeared to acknowledge Davis's frustrations and suggested that greater maturity comes with time. Rather than adding more fuel to the disagreement, Mayweather positioned himself as the more experienced person in the situation and indicated that he understood the reasons behind Davis's reaction. However, his comments also made it clear that their separation had changed their relationship, even though he attempted to handle the situation calmly.
Tank on saying, hey, this is my career, you had yours, I respect you from buying me a chain, buying me this, buying me that, take me on a jet, all that's great, but at the end of the day, I'm only going by his interview, you seen it and I seen it. Thank you, Floyd Mayweather, for all the things you gave me. If the intentions was you just looking out for me. But I got an opportunity to fight this big fight. And this soap opera between you and Oscar for all these years, I'm not gonna let it me. That's my interpretation. And Tank wants to do the fight, but he had to break away from the chains of somebody he still respects and respected then. And he said, man, I gotta do what I gotta do. This is my career.
According to Gervonta Davis, one of the most important moves of his career was separating from Mayweather Promotions. He wanted greater control over his future and believed the timing was right to take the next step on his own. Davis felt that becoming more independent would allow him to continue growing as a fighter while creating his own path and legacy.